Hi there and welcome to your September Yoga for Runners and Cyclists routine. Once again, we're back with 3 exercises from our classes that we run down at our studio in Macclesfield. Here we'll need a little bit of space to work with again. No fancy equipment needed. We're going to come onto your back to begin with. So, once we're down flat on the floor, we're going to bend through the knees. So your feet are also now flat. We shall cross the right leg over the left. We want your knees to stay as close together as we can. We're then going to bring those knees in towards the tummy. So this might be enough to start getting a little bit of a stretch in your right hip for some of you. If it is, stay there. Remember, all we're looking for is just a nice, gentle stretch. We're not trying to cause pain or really push deep into any of these. It's just a regular stretch that we can go through post-exercise, just to help the body repair itself. So if we are here and we're looking to take the stretch further, we reach down towards the ankles and we're going to try and separate them. So I've got my right ankle in my left hand. My left ankle is in my right hand. Head is still staying down. We're going to bring the knees in and we're just trying to separate the feet as much as possible. So the hips are going to be stretching now. It will most likely be your right hip that experiences a greater stretch on at the moment. That's because that right leg is pulled over the top of the left. When you change it over to the other side, that stretch will of course change. And then we can release when you're ready, letting the feet lower to the floor. And we can untwist, untangle the legs. Bring yourself up. We're going to sit with crossed legs. And we're going to go into a rotation now. So I'm going to take my right hand behind me, take your left hand over onto the opposite knee. Up tall, turn to look over that right shoulder. So previously we were looking at releasing off through the hips. Now this is now looking at releasing up through the spine, especially that lower back. But there's nothing to say you won't feel this twist all the way up the spine and across the back. Just make sure when we're doing this you're staying up nice and tall. That's the whole purpose of that hand behind you, just make sure that you grow up nice and tall. And when you're ready, you can untwist. Again, as always, you're going to go onto the other side. But what we're going to do now is we're going to stand up and go into one more rotation. It's going to be working through the inner thighs and the lower back now. So we're getting a few things at once. Okay, so bring yourself up to standing. We're going to take your legs out wide. My head's disappeared at the moment, but I promise it's coming back. Take your legs out wide, turn your toes in, place the hands on the thighs, and then just roll down towards the floor. We're then going to take your left hand, reach over towards the right leg. Your right hand comes towards your lower back. And we pull back on that leg to rotate over to that right hand side. So I try not to pull myself over to the side. We are just rotating. I'm trying to drop the shoulder and lift the other. So like I said, there's a few things that might be going on. You could be feeling a stretch through the inner thigh. On the opposite side to that you're twisting. Might be the lower back that's getting a stretch as well. Just be aware when you're doing this, the temptation is to sit back into the stretch, almost move your bum back towards the wall behind you. Try and keep your weight even across the feet, going from the ball of the foot all the way down to the heel. That way you know that you're going to be keeping that body weight central. And then we can release. Soften the knees and just wiggle them together when you're coming out of this. Just to protect your back. So then we're still with soft knees, just start to push yourself back up. Restack the spine so the head lifts last. And then of course you guys are going to go on to the other side. But there we have your 3 exercises from a September routine. I shall see you in October. Thank you very much.